Right, so 10 years ago, if you were someone looking at adventure off-road motorcycling, the only one that was available in the market was the Tiger 800. You're looking at 3 different variants, but the XCX, being the most off-road oriented motorcycle, came with fully adjustable suspension, spoked wheels, but the bike was big, massive and front heavy, right?
Well, it was big, massive and bulky, right? But coming to the 2023, now we have the new Tiger 900, which...
You're talking about the Rally Pro, the Rally?
Yep. Let's go ride that.
Let's go ride. Let's see what it can do. Let's go.
I'm Alok. I'm here to share my ownership experience of the new Triumph Tiger 900. It's been a little over a year and 16,000 kilometers on this pretty bike, and it's been an adventure all the way through. I previously owned a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, and it has been a significant jump from a variant which was more on-road based. At the time of me picking this up, I think the Indian market had a lot of options. I started off with the Versys 650, the V-Storm 650, the BMW GS 850, the Tiger 900, and the Africa Twin. Well, it's been an adventure so far, and when I say adventure, I think it was both on the road and off the road, and the experience so far has been brilliant. In the last 16,000 kilometers, 70% of it was on the highways. And I can surely tell you that the bike is so capable of handling so much of weight, both front and the back, that it has never deterred in the power that it can deliver on the road. This is a bike which can definitely go on a tour of touring, and I was able to make at least a 700 kilometer stretch at one go. The riding comfort is brilliant. The handling is very comfortable. There are options where you can upgrade it, but I think the stock is pretty good enough to ensure that you have a much more comfortable play during your ride. On the off-road bit, you have all kind of abilities, especially on the transmission and the suspension, which will definitely give you a boost up when you compare it with the older 800. Considering this is the rally spec of the Tiger 900, I'm sure that you have a question in mind whether this is something which you can tow with. Let me tell you, in the last 16,000 kilometers, 70% of it has been on the highway. And yes, this is a bike which is very much made for the tour of touring, and you can load everything that you have on these panniers and an entire setup, and this bike never hesitates on the power, and it is very well planted on the road.
Alright, so if you look at the 900 and the 800, right, they might look big, they might look daunting, but if you are someone who is venturing into the adventure motorcycling category and this is your first bike, do you think the 900 can be easily manageable for someone who's not ridden a big bike at all? How is it in terms of weight management and the overall highway performance?
So, me coming from an Interceptor 650 and also having a couple of rides on the ADV 390, I think the Tiger 900 is a pretty good jump. And when it comes to the suspension and the height, I don't think it's extraordinarily higher or something where you would be very uncomfortable. I think this is a bike. Even now, when you see, we are planted very much.
We are quite on incline here,
and we are very much planted on it, right? So that way, I think even when you see both of them, correct? So even though it might look a little bigger and this is a little more smaller, but it's not very intimidating, right? Even when it comes to the tank size, when you compare it with the Tiger 800. The Tiger 800 is a little more bulkier, but that way I think the Tiger 900 is much more sleeker. So it gives you a better grip on your thighs and better grip on the bike. And when you actually want to plant your foot down, I
It
think
works
that's a
well
very-
because at 850 mm seat height and it comes at 865 if I'm not wrong.
Correct. So
and then you can bring it down
it
to
has two
850.
settings.
Yeah.
So you have 850 and probably 860 and 865.
Yeah.
So if you're a normal height of 5'7", you might have some bit of inconvenience on planting both
Planting
your
your feet down.
But I think 1 foot can be good. But if you're someone who's at my height, say 5'8", 5'9", and above, I think it's pretty
It works
comfortable,
well.
and you're able to manage it.
Right, so when it comes to the cruising speed of the Tiger 800, it's got enormous torque, it's got pretty good mid-range, and cruising at 140, 150, you still have a lot of punch even after that. How's the 900 in that department?
I think it's at the same rate,
Yeah.
and probably a little more power, and especially in the mid-range. And cruising at 160, 170 is pretty neat on the highway.
Okay.
But if you want a good mileage, I think 130, 140 is a good.
Yeah, talking
speed as
about mileage, the most important question on a big motorcycle, right? So what is the highway mileage you get? Say you're cruising between, what we average, what we guys do on the highways between 90 to maybe 130, 140, right? But what is the mileage you get out of the 900?
So I usually cruise somewhere around 90 to 120, depending on if it's a single lane or a dual lane.
Okay.
So at 120, I think I have received an average around 21, and at 90 it's somewhere around close to 23.
Okay.
I think you're going to lose more once you cross 150.
Okay.
So it comes down to all the way to 18.
Okay.
But that way, if you're maintaining somewhere around 100, 110, I think the bike is
Quite a good
at that
economical
speed.
motorcycle to be riding, yeah. Is there something that you miss on the 900 that the 800 has? Because quite a lot of parts have changed on the 900. In fact, it's a completely new motorcycle, new engine. The
It's a
firing order is
complete
different.
Overhaul.
Yeah.
I think the complete overhaul has given a new image.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I miss from the 800 is the exhaust note, the whistle, the inline 3 whistle.
That's completely vanished on this.
It's not completely gone, but it is completely mellowed down. You can hear it at higher RPMs, but not as prominent as
the
how you can
800.
do on the 800.
Yeah.
And probably that's got to do with the firing order, which has changed from 321 to 132 here.
Yeah.
It's become more,
It sounds more like a Ducati now, I would say, with the Acra that you have on the motorcycle.
yeah, I mean, the reason for having that Acra is so that I can, make that whistling sound a little more prominent.
Yeah.
But at the mid-range, it becomes a little more prominent.
Okay, great. Right, so what we see on this big white motorcycle, the Tiger 900 Rally, we've seen a lot of accessories on this bike in terms of protection and lighting. So what's on the bike, Alok?
There are loads more, but I think I'll just pick the important ones. When it comes to protection, I think the Bikenbiker, I think it's done a brilliant job. I have the engine guard, the body guard, and the sump guard, right? As for protectors, I have the SW Motec, right? So I have other accessories in terms of lighting, and I think I predominantly have used Denalis.
Yeah, I see the D7 and the D4.
Yeah, the D7 and the D4 and the T3 is behind. When it comes to luggage, I guess it's all packed up. So I've gone with the OEM Triumph with the panniers and the top box. Additionally, I have here and there the mirrors and the quad lock, and it's all set to go.
Yeah, and I think I know which is your favorite accessory on the
Yep.
motorcycle.
So when it comes to performance, like I said, right, so the whistle sound, which the actual 800 has, was less prominent on the Tiger 900. I think that's where I brought in the Acro pouch.
Yeah, that's a slip-on, right?
Yes, it's a slip-on, and it has a beautiful note.
Yeah.
And in the mid-range, the whistle, the inline 3 whistle just pops out.
I think when we were riding down, I did get a chance to hear your motorcycle. It sounded really great. It somewhere sounds like the Ducati V4s.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you have it. This is the Tiger 900 fully loaded and ready to hit the road. Right, so owning a big motorcycle, even a super sport or even the adventure motorcycle, it all boils down to, when getting the bike serviced, right? So looking at this motorcycle, yes, it screams of premium parts. And what does the service look like, Alok? What's the service cost, and what is the interval, and where do you get it serviced?
So if you are from Bangalore or rather Karnataka as such, the after sales service, I must say that it is pretty disappointing, not up to mark. So usually, me and my group, we choose to go to either Vijayawada or Kochi as a ride and get it serviced, because it's much more premium and well taken care of.
Okay.
In terms of service intervals, I think the first service was somewhere around 1,000 kilometers, and followed by that, the second is at 10,000 kilometers, and consecutively it is every year or 10,000 kilometers for every service. The cost wise, it's pretty decent when you compare it with the BMWs and the Ducatis. It's somewhere around 5 to 6K for the first service, and the second service onwards, depending on your
Consumables. The brake pads might be the most expensive.
Yes, the average is somewhere around 4,000, but your consumables like your brake pads and everything else might be somewhere around 12 to 14,000. Yes.
Right. So that doesn't happen every service, but as and when you need it, that's when the service costs go up.
Correct. So it's mainly depending on how you use it, and the more off-road and more rough usage, I think the spares will be much, more in replacement.
Right, so there you have it, guys, the Tiger 900 Rally ownership experience from Mr. Alok. We've had a fantastic time shooting this video for you guys, and I hope it's answered all your questions. So don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. We've got a lot of exciting content coming in the next few months, the next few weeks. My name is Ajit. This is Bikenbiker. I'll see you guys in the next one.